Hey everyone, and welcome back to Chat Like a Native, ready to tackle a tricky English sound. Today we're diving deep into the TH sound.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so many people struggle with this one, so we're going to explore why it's so tough and the difference between its two forms.
And of course,
And the best part, practical tips to help you master it.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited to finally tackle this infamous TH.
It's notorious.
It is notorious. Why is it so challenging for English learners?
Well, the biggest thing is the tongue placement needed for TH.
Right.
It just doesn't exist in a lot of other languages.
Yeah.
Like, it's a completely new muscle movement.
Oh, wow.
Learners have to train.
Right.
So it makes sense that they often substitute familiar sounds from their native language, like Z or even B.
Right. It's like your mouth has to learn this whole new way to move.
Exactly.
And to make things even trickier.
Yeah.
There are actually two different types of TH sounds.
Absolutely.
Right. The voiceless.
Voiceless TH, like in think.
I like.
And the voice TH, like in this.
Russ.
You can actually feel the difference if you put your hand on your throat.
Oh, really?
The voice TH vibrates
Oh, interesting.
because you're using your vocal cords.
Okay, so that's a good way to kind of
Yeah.
feel the difference.
Yeah.
Now, I know from experience, mixing these up can cause some confusion.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you give us an example, like how that might play out in a real conversation?
Of course. So imagine you're at a restaurant and you want to order a steak.
Oh,
And you say, I'll have the sink, please, instead of think.
the sink instead of...
Yeah. The waiter's going to be like, what?
They'll be very confused.
Yeah.
So it does make a big difference.
Huge difference.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of us still struggling,
Mm.
can you break down how to make each sound correctly?
Absolutely. Let's start with the voiceless TH,
Okay.
like in thin or think.
Then yeah, okay.
The key here is to gently place the tip of your tongue between your upper and lower teeth.
Between.
Yeah, just the tip should peek out slightly,
Okay.
and then exhale a smooth stream of air over your tongue without using your vocal cords.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like you're whispering the sound.
Oh, like a whisper TH.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting.
It's all about that airflow.
Okay, so gentle airflow over the tongue.
Right.
What about the voiced TH, like in this or that?
Okay, so the tongue placement is the same,
Okay.
but this time you engage your vocal cords as you let the air pass.
Oh, okay.
So you'll feel a little vibration.
Mm.
Think of it like making a D sound, but with your tongue lightly touching your teeth.
So it's like a D sound, but with a little extra tongue action.
Exactly.
Okay.
A little bit.
I can definitely see how the voiced TH would be a tongue twister,
Oh, yeah,
especially for those whose native languages don't have a similar sound.
for sure.
What are some common mistakes you see people make when trying to produce TH?
One very common one is substituting an F or V sound, the voiceless or voice TH.
I can see that.
These sounds are similar, they involve the teeth and lips,
Right.
but with TH, the lips shouldn't be involved at all.
Oh, okay.
Another common mistake is too much tension in the tongue.
Oh, right.
You want it relaxed and flexible, not stiff or pressed too hard against your teeth.
Yeah, you want it to be nice and relaxed.
Exactly.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot with tongue placement and relaxation.
It is.
What about airflow? Any tips for making sure we're getting that right?
Airflow is so important, especially for that voiceless TH.
Okay.
Relaxing your jaw and ensuring a steady stream of air is key.
Okay.
Think of words like three or breathe.
Free.
Yeah, and focus on that smooth flow of air over your tongue.
It's like you can feel the air shaping the sound.
You really can.
Now, I've heard that minimal pairs can be helpful for pronunciation practice.
They're so helpful.
Could you explain what those are and how they work for the TH sound?
Minimal pairs are words that differ by just one sound,
Okay.
and they're amazing for training both your ear and your mouth.
Oh, wow.
So, for example, you could contrast thin with tin.
Both thin and tin.
Yeah, to really zero in on that voiceless TH.
Okay.
Or for the voice TH, you could contrast this with dis.
Oh, this and dis.
Exactly.
So by practicing these minimal pair, you're basically isolating that TH sound.
You are.
And training your mouth to make those distinctions.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
It's a great technique.
And speaking of fun ways to practice, what about tongue twisters?
Oh, tongue twisters are the best.
I know, right?
They make you slow down, pay attention to how you're saying things,
Yeah.
and really focus on producing those sounds accurately.
Yeah.
Plus, they're just fun.
They're so fun to say.
They are.
Do you have any favorites for practicing the TH sound?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's the classic 3 thin thieves thought 30 thorns were thrilling.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is. It works both the voiceless and voice TH. Oh, wow. That's great.
And then for something shorter, there's this, that, these, those. They all have voices, I suppose.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, a little bit easier to remember.
Yeah, and it still gets that TH in there.
It does.
I can already feel my tongue getting a workout just thinking about these.
That's a good workout for your mouth.
It is.
The more you practice, the more natural those TH sounds will become.
Right, and it's okay to start slowly.
Well, absolutely.
Like break down those tongue twisters.
Yeah, into smaller chunks.
And gradually increase the speed as you get more comfortable.
Exactly.
Now, we've talked a lot about practicing in isolation.
Right.
But how can we bridge the gap and start using these TH sounds confidently in everyday conversations?
That's a great question, and it's something so many learners struggle with.
Right.
It's one thing to practice, in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
But it's another to use those sounds naturally when you're just chatting with someone.
Right. It can feel a little intimidating to actually put yourself out there. Definitely, especially when you're still working on your pronunciation.
For sure.
But remember, the goal is to communicate.
Right.
Not to achieve perfect pronunciation.
So don't let the fear of making a mistake hold you back from practicing those TH sounds in real conversations.
Exactly. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn and grow.
That's a great point.
And the more you use the TH in real life, the more comfortable and confident you'll become.
I think that's a great note to end on for this segment.
Yeah, I agree. As we dive deeper into this pronunciation stuff, it's important to remember it's not just about the mechanics of making the sounds.
Oh, absolutely. There's a whole mental game involved too, right?
Exactly. Mindset is huge in language learning,
right,
especially with pronunciation.
Yeah.
Things like confidence, self-compassion, and being okay with making mistakes.
Oh, totally.
It can make all the difference.
That makes a lot of sense. It can be so discouraging to feel like you're not progressing as fast as you want.
Yeah.
Especially with a sound as tricky as TH. How can we cultivate a more positive mindset when we're practicing pronunciation?
One of the biggest things is remembering that everyone learns at their own pace.
Oh, that's so true.
There's no need to compare yourself to others.
Right.
Some people pick up sounds quickly. Others need more time and practice.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay.
It's so easy to get caught up in those comparisons.
Oh, yeah.
Especially nowadays with social media.
It's tough.
Everyone's showing off their perfect accents and fluency.
Exactly, and it's not always real.
Right.
Yeah.
But we need to focus on our own journey.
Yes.
And celebrate our own progress.
Absolutely. And I think another important thing is changing how we view mistakes.
Oh.
Instead of seeing them as failures.
Yeah.
We should see them as opportunities to learn.
Oh, I like that.
Every time we mispronounce something, it's a chance to adjust, refine, and improve.
It's true. Mistakes are just feedback.
Exactly. They guide us towards better pronunciation.
And remember, even native speakers make mistakes.
Oh, all the time.
Right. We all stumble over words, mispronounce things.
It happens.
Our tongues get tied.
It's part of being human.
It's comforting to know.
Yeah.
Now, we talked earlier about getting feedback from a language partner or a tutor.
Right.
But what if you don't have access to those?
Yeah.
Are there ways to practice pronunciation well on your own?
Absolutely. One of the most effective things is recording yourself speaking.
Oh, yeah.
I know it can feel awkward.
That could be a little awkward.
But it's so helpful to listen back and evaluate your pronunciation.
Right. You can really hear what you're doing.
You do. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize I was doing that.
It's like having a personal pronunciation coach in your pocket.
Exactly.
You can pinpoint those areas that need work and track your progress.
Another great technique is shadowing.
Shadowing. What's that?
Shadowing is basically listening to native speakers and repeating what they say almost in real time.
Oh, okay.
You can use audio clips, podcasts, even videos.
Right.
It's amazing for training your ear and mimicking the natural rhythm and intonation of English.
So it's like you're trying to become a vocal chameleon.
Exactly.
Blending in with the sounds of the language.
You're immersing yourself in the sounds.
Oh, I like that.
Absorbing those subtle nuances and training your mouth to replicate them.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
Now let's talk about accents for a moment.
Okay.
English is spoken all over the world.
All over.
And there are so many different accents.
So many.
How do those accents impact the TH sound?
That's a great question. While the basic way you make the TH sound stays pretty much the same across accents, there can be some subtle variations.
Right, so it's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of sound.
Not exactly.
Okay.
For example, some accents pronounce the voiceless TH with more air, while others have a softer, more subtle way of saying it.
Okay.
And the tongue placement can vary a little too.
So it's almost like there's a spectrum of TH sounds,
Yeah.
each with its own unique flavor.
I like that.
And the cool thing is, listening to different accents can actually help your pronunciation.
It can.
It exposes you to all those variations
Yeah.
and helps you develop a more flexible ear.
Exactly. It's like cross-training for your ears.
Oh, I like that.
Expanding your horizons and becoming more attuned to those nuances.
Speaking of challenges, let's talk about plateaus.
Uh-oh.
It's common for learners to hit a point where they feel like they're not making progress anymore.
That's so frustrating.
It is.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone feeling stuck in a pronunciation rut?
Plateaus are totally normal.
Okay.
It's like hitting a wall.
Yeah.
And it's super frustrating. But remember, it's temporary.
Right.
It's not a failure.
So how do we push through those plateaus and get back on track with our pronunciation?
Sometimes it's as simple as going back to the basics.
Oh, okay.
Revisit those fundamentals.
Right.
Tongue placement, airflow, vocal cord engagement.
Okay.
Make sure you haven't developed any bad habits or tension.
So it's like hitting the reset button.
Exactly.
And reaffirming those core techniques.
Another powerful strategy is slowing down.
Okay.
We tend to rush when we speak.
Yeah, especially when we're nervous.
Or trying to speak quickly.
Yeah.
And that can lead to sloppy pronunciation.
It's easy to get caught up in the speed of the conversation and lose that clarity.
Exactly. So slow down, articulate each sound deliberately.
Right.
Focus on being precise with your movements.
Right.
It might feel weird at first,
Yeah.
but it'll help you gain more control over those muscles and refine your pronunciation.
It's quality over quantity.
Yes.
When it comes to pronunciation practice.
Absolutely. And sometimes a change of scenery can help break through a plateau.
What do you mean by change of scenery with pronunciation?
Well, if you're stuck with the same old practice materials,
Yeah.
mix it up.
Okay.
Try new podcasts, different textbooks, even watch movies or TV shows with subtitles.
Okay.
Keep your practice fresh and engaging.
Variety's the spice of life.
Exactly. And it applies to language learning, too.
So to sum up, pushing through those plateaus is about revisiting the basics, slowing down, and keeping things fresh and engaging.
That's it.
And practice patience, a positive mindset. Those are your best friends.
Absolutely. Your greatest allies on this journey.
Well said. Now, before we move on to our final segment,
Okay.
are there any other insights or tips you'd like to share about conquering the TH sound?
One last thought. Don't be afraid to experiment and have fun with the TH.
Oh, I like that.
Play around with different accents. Record yourself speaking.
Okay.
Don't be shy about asking native speakers for feedback.
That's fantastic advice. It's all about embracing the journey and having fun while you learn.
Exactly.
Welcome back to Chat Like a Native. We've been talking all about the TH sound,
Yeah, a tricky one for sure.
but hopefully you're feeling more confident about tackling it now.
I hope so.
We've covered a lot about how to practice,
Lots of techniques.
but how do you take those TH sounds from practice and actually use them in real conversations?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
It's like you've been practicing driving in an empty parking lot,
Right.
and now you got to go out on the highway.
I love that analogy.
It can feel a little scary, right?
It can be intimidating to use what you've learned in a spontaneous conversation.
Oh, for sure.
But here's the thing. Most people are pretty forgiving about pronunciation.
They really are.
They care more about understanding what you're saying
Exactly.
and judging your accent.
They want to have a good conversation.
So don't let that fear of messing up stop you from using those TH sounds in real life.
Exactly. Every conversation is a chance to practice.
That's true.
The more you use it, the better you'll get.
What are some tips for bridging that gap between practice and the real world?
One simple thing you can do is set little challenges for yourself throughout the day.
Okay.
Like, try to use at least 5 words with the TH sound in every conversation you have.
Oh, that's a good idea. Like a little pronunciation scavenger hunt.
Exactly.
You can even make it a game with a friend.
Oh, that'd be fun.
See who can use the most TH words.
Yeah, who can sneak them in?
And don't forget about positive self-talk.
Oh, that's so important.
Every time you get a TH word right, give yourself a little pat on the back.
Celebrate those wins.
So to our listeners, be kind to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge your progress.
It's all about the journey.
And remember, each TH you pronounce correctly is a step towards your fluency goals.
You got this.
There are so many resources out there to help you too.
Tons of stuff.
Online guides, minimal pair lists, tongue twister videos.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
And of course, just listening to native speakers is so helpful.
And the best way to learn.
Pay attention to how they use the TH.
And try to copy them.
So to wrap up our deep dive into the TH sound, what's the key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
Embrace the journey. Mastering pronunciation takes time and effort.
It does.
Be patient, keep practicing, and have fun along the way.
I love that. It's all about enjoying the process of learning.
It is.
Every word you pronounce right is a step closer to your goals.
You're getting more fluent every day.
A huge thank you to our expert for being here today.
It was my pleasure.
And to our listeners, keep practicing those TH sounds, stay curious, and never stop exploring the world of English pronunciation.
We'll see you on the next episode of Chat Like a Native.